Welcome back to Horn's Eye Studios for another episode of 666 Seconds of Metal. That means each one of these videos is less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. And I've got my friend Shane here from the frosty north up there in Winnipeg, Manitoba. How you doing, my friend?
Not too bad, man. I get a super long weekend for the Easter holidays, so
nice.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, these guys might have something to say about that last statement, Shane, so we're going to get into this one here. You got me into these guys, dude, and I'm hardcore into these guys. Really love them. I did them as the feature band on Murder Metal Mayhem this week. That singer is just so evil looking in that picture. It's just very badass, and this is Dead Talks, some Finnish death metal. So killer stuff, man, killer stuff.
Yeah, it is very unique. You know, it has a very dissonant groove sound to it.
They are very unique. And like I said, you got me into these guys, but they are a different kind of death metal. I'm really impressed with them. So they started out as in 2015 as this has got to be, if not the best metal band name I've ever heard, or in the top 2 or 3, Corpse Molester Cult. That's just classic, dude. Probably one of the best extreme metal band names I think I've heard in a long time. But
it sounds grindcore.
Yeah, and so they changed it up in 2019 and became Dead Talk. So looks like the lineup is the same, except they added a third guitar player. And he's not like that guy in Iron Maiden that's like throwing his guitar up in the air and prancing around because they don't really need a third guitar player. These guys make it work and it's legit. And I really like what they're doing here. But hearing them progress from the Corpse Molester Cult EP, which is killer, then this new album that we're going to talk about tonight, I mean, just you could see definitely a step up all the way around in this band. They're doing, old school death metal, but it's got an interesting style to it that I really couldn't put my finger on what it was about it that was different. But they add some melodic, but I don't mean that in like a negative way because, I like melodic death metal, but it's just very interesting. Use the word dissonant. I could definitely see that there. Really, really unique in the way they put these songs together. So it's not just straight death metal. It's got some interesting nuances, but the vocals are just brutal, definitely death metal, growling, but audible, which I really like. You can understand a lot of what he's saying, and I do definitely like that. I know you and I are kind of death thrash guys, and I think that's part of it, is I like to be able to somewhat get what the singer's saying without having to look at words. But with death metal, that's tough. But these guys are just fantastic. The current lineup, Joni Lasco on bass.
Pete, and like you said, it's got a little bit of thrash in there too. And like 508, that's a super thrashy song.
Oh, I love 508.
And a lot of it it reminds me of like a dissonant Sabbath kind of, but evil sounding, and some of it kind of reminded me of the Entombed Wolverine Blues era stuff.
Sure. Yeah, I can hear that too. So Joni Lasco on bass, Henka Ackerland on drums, Tommy Joutsen on guitar, Timo Vanio on guitar, and they have the third guitar player, Juka Vexlola, and then the vocals by Antti Astrom. So I'm sorry, guys, if I butchered the names. I did the best I could, but love the band for sure. But I had to put the original picture of the Corpse Molester Cult in there for you, Shane. So they released Veneration of the Dead in August of 2023 on Apostasy Records. That's a German label, a lot of extreme bands. I looked up apostasy and it's like anti-religion, anti-politics. So kind of, makes sense with the type of bands. I was looking at their list and looks like some pretty evil, dark, cool shit. Definitely some stuff I think we would both like. But this is one of my favorite albums of last year. I mean, 8 songs, 39 minutes, doesn't stop. I mean, it's just relentless from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
no
every
weak
song is
songs.
good. Yeah,
No weak
totally.
songs. Every damn song is great. I mentioned earlier they do have a unique sound, so it's not just straight basic death metal. Nothing wrong with straight basic death metal. We love that stuff, but these guys are a little bit different, and I definitely dig it. I love the album cover. It's different. And I looked it up. Veneration means great respect. So these guys definitely have that dark imagery, dark subject matter. But, you know, that's what you're going to get with death metal, and that's what makes it cool.
For sure, man. And this album is actually loosely almost a theme album based off of an incident that happened near Helsinki, I think it was. And they found a bunch of bones in a creek, and they traced it back to some kind of cult. I forget all the details, but there was a whole satanic panic thing going on, and I think this is what might be depicted on the album cover here as a hand in the creek, and yeah, it could very well be that's what Corpse Molester Cult was named for too.
Interesting. Well, we were talking to the singer about doing an interview with them, so that'd be a great thing to ask him about.
Yeah, all good questions.
Yeah, definitely. So the musicianship is really good. The production sounds great. Kicked ass on my car stereo. That's always the big test.
Oh, fuck yeah. This one, even if you start out quiet, you end up cranking this album. It just
I had
begs
it
to be cranked.
I had it pegged out. Yeah, it sounded great. Standout tracks. I love the whole thing, but Death's Charioteer I really like. Skinless is the one I played this week on Murder Metal Mayhem, and I also love 508. You mentioned that one. But Skinless has the Hellraiser clip at the beginning, which
that's my favorite song on the album.
Awesome. Really, really awesome, guys. You just killed it with this one. So they definitely got the anti-religion theme going on here, but, you know, even the name of the label, like I said, kind of the abandonment of religion is how you know, according to Google, what apostasy means. So, you know, interesting, but, you know, hey, you're going to get just what you expect with a band called Dead Talks. Definitely awesome. And the anti-religion theme, like songs like Pedophile God and Trigger Religion, which is a great last song on that album, to just totally friggin' end it on a bam. But great music video for the song The End of the Tunnel, which I really liked. Has to do with death, so go figure, right? With a band called Dead Talks. But really worth checking these guys out. I really, really like them in this album. Look forward to hearing what they do next, because this is great. It's their only release as Dead Talks. So go pick up a copy of Veneration of the Dead, and definitely, as Shane and I did, just crank this one up because it's worth it. I think, you know, there's no volume too loud with this one. I definitely liked it. So we give you something to go check out. So we'll see you guys next time on 666 Seconds of Metal.
Horns fucking high.